the EPL, we saw a lot of drama yesterday. Tottenham finally survived. Um, After 14 years in the EPL, West Ham is going down. What do you think is the next step for West Ham, and what do you think Tottenham should do next season to not find themselves in this kind of position?
I feel like Tottenham are the last they hired Giuseppe. I'm a very big fan of Frank Giuseppe. I'm a very big fan of him. In fact, I said it on this show that the moment they hired him, that they are going to change. You understand? They are going to avoid relegation, and they've done it. You understand? And because of that hire, you understand? I feel like there's a turning point. I feel like there's going to be a turning point next season because of that hire. You understand? I feel like there's going to be a turning point next season because of that hire. And they are going to go back to being Spurs that we knew. You understand? Because Giuseppe he knows what he's doing. You understand? He knows what he's doing. And as for West Ham shot themselves on the foot when they lost 3-0 to Brentford. You understand? And maybe I'm not expecting them to get a result versus Arsenal, but a draw because they lost that match in 9 minutes. So a draw would have been okay. You understand? They lost that match once then. And they also went to Newcastle to lose 3-1. You understand? You cannot lose these three games in a sequence and expect to still be in the league when there's Tottenham that is very hungry for wins with a new coach. You understand? Um, well, this season will be it's sad for West Ham really because they won their match on the final day and they so it was not enough because Spurs won their match too. Do you understand? It was not enough, so it's really sad. That win that they won on that final day, they should have been winning it since that performance. They should have shown it since that hunger, that desire. They should have shown it earlier. Maybe they will not be in this position. So it's sad for them really, but it's football. It's football. It's football.
Do, do, do,
A lot of
do,
things had passes in.
do you think a case of Leicester City will repeat itself? Remember, Leicester City went down and they couldn't go up all this while. They had to, they couldn't go up. And now they are playing in League One. Do you think the same thing happens to um, West Ham, owing to the fact that a whole lot of EPL clubs are targeting their player? Let me take you back to the interview that Jared Bowen had after that game. The reporter was asking him what next for him. They just finished playing the game and they're already talking about his future. Don't you think when big clubs come to raid the club, don't you think that would be a situation whereby you will see Leicester going down, you will see West Ham going down and down, just like Leicester did. Remember when Leicester relegated, a whole lot of their players left. Your what's the name now? The guy that plays for Tottenham now, I can't really remember his name now. Now, when he scores, he usually throws the dart. What's his name now? I can't even remember his name now. But he moved to Tottenham, and since all their stars left, the standard dropped, and Leicester is playing in League Two. Don't you think the same thing will happen to West Ham next season?
No, I don't think so. I feel like West Ham is a more bigger club. To understand the West Ham. Why are we talking of West Ham like West Ham are there or something? West Ham. These are the clubs. They won an European trophy last season, or was it last 2 seasons or so? You
Yeah,
understand? And
last 2 seasons.
that was when Declan Rice. Yes, that was when Declan Rice was still at the club. So they are not small clubs. So they are more coordinated, right? They have money. You understand? They have money. They are more stabilized. So I don't see that happening. You understand? If players leave, they will get more players. If the likes of Gerald Bowen and the likes want to leave, they will get more players. You understand? I don't see what happened to Leicester happen to them. You understand? What happened to Leicester City was pure managerial performance. It was disastrous. You understand? And Leicester City, they have been showing signs that they are not going to come back up because everybody expected them to come back to the Premier League sooner or later, but they didn't come. You understand? And they end up going to League One, and that's terrible. You understand? That the same with, in fact, I see West Ham. I see West Ham winning the championship next season. I see West Ham winning the championship next season in the England championship. I see them winning it. You understand? That's how much faith I have in them. You understand? And they should sack their coach. They should sack their coach. In fact, the first thing they
You,
should
you,
do
you want them
is
to
sack their
sack
coach.
Nuno Espirito Santos that they brought in to try and save them? How? And hold on. Remember, Nuno Espirito Santos has an experience playing in the championship. Remember, he brought Wolves up from the championship, and that was where he made his name from. They actually won the
Same
championship
same
with
Nunes that
Nuno.
almost relegated Tottenham. Same Nunes. Nunes was talking. You know, should I remind you that Nunes is part of this Tottenham downfall? Nunes is part of what is wrong with Tottenham currently. No, 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 it's true. We can blame Graham Potter, we can blame, but Nunes is the one that put them in this situation. Nunes is the main reason why Spurs are being terrible currently, right? So I don't rate Nunes. That's why I say they should start their coach. They should start Nunes. Yes, what he did at Wolves was decent. It's not even impressive, it was decent. But what he did at Spurs was terrible. The players were, oh Jesus, because of I don't rate Spurs because of what Nunes did at Spurs. That's the thing. I don't rate Spurs because of what Nunes
Oh,
did.
oh,
But
oh, okay,
Giuseppe,
oh, oh, hold on.
uh,
Let me play devil's advocate here. Nunes took Nottingham Forest to Europe. Nunes, turned the performance of Nottingham Forest around. Is it a coach thing or more of a management thing? I mean, the same management fired Postecoglou that won them the Europa League and got them into the Champions League. Fired him for whatever reason that I don't know. Even before the season started, don't you think it was a management thing and not a coach thing? Because the same coach did so well with Nottingham Forest and got them into Europe.
sorry, Mr. Mayor, can you repeat the question? I didn't get the first part.
Yeah, yeah. What I'm saying is, Nunes got Nottingham Forest into Europe, right? The Europa League that Nottingham Forest played, Nunes got them there. Do you think is more of the Tottenham issue? Don't you think it's more of the management and not the coach? Because the same coach has done so well with two different clubs in the EPL before he went to Tottenham.
Um, do you know how many coaches did well with other clubs before they came to Tottenham? You understand? What makes you a good coach? Yeah, I'm going to sit here and tell you that Spurs have other problems. Other Spurs have other problems besides this thing. They have, but they won a trophy. We always think that Spurs cannot win. Spurs cannot win this one. Spurs cannot win that one. Spurs won a trophy. You understand? This the guy that said in the second season he wins trophy. You are doing, yeah, yeah, right. That's
Yeah, and there,
Angli
Postecoglou.
yeah, the Greek one. Yeah. And Spurs were wrong to sack him. Honestly, Spurs were wrong to sack him, right? Spurs were wrong to sack him because this guy just made your club relevant. In how many, God knows when, he made your club relevant and you sacked him. That was where Spurs downfall started. That was where their downfall started because they felt like if they sacked him and if they brought in someone new, the person is going to replicate what he did. But the person ended up being worse. They brought in another person. It's not this. So you can see that that's where the problem started. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. It's not about the managerial this thing. The management, they're rubbish. They're trash. You understand? Because you cannot sack somebody like this guy. You understand? For who? You understand? So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So when you look at Spurs, prior before Angli, you understand? During Angli's time, it was not a managerial issue. It was a management issue. But after him, it became a managerial issue. It became everything. It became management issue, managerial issue, and players issue. So how do you expect a club that have three problems to survive? Honestly, it's the grace of God they are not being relegated. And that's the truth. After Angli, it became managerial issue, players issue, and management issue. That's three in one. You understand? That's why they ended up being relegation zone. So that's what I